Hey y'all, it's Pam again with Mason Lance Designs, and we're back again for another ZoomNotes tutorial. And today we're going to talk about the line or straight line feature up here that's right beside the Z that you see kind of colored in. That's the feature we're going to talk about today. So this first section is called Style, and it's basically picking your color, or if you scroll across it, you can choose the size you think you want, okay? And again, you can access the color palette like in most any of the apps. But the second one is where you can exactly customize the line thickness if you have, a specific point, or you kind of know exactly how big you want it. Then you have a solid or a soft in the coloring. You can have it dashed. You see that at the top there? You can have it tapered. You can change the opacity by this slide tool or by number. The taper, you can change in the thickness. And then the opacity is this next slide bar. And I'm not sure what the connect start and connect end are. I was trying to mess with it earlier, and I'm not quite there yet. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm just teaching you what I know. And I'm sorry that I don't know everything. And the next section is the arrows, and this is what I find really cool. I haven't used it yet in anything, but I find it really neat. So let's go ahead and pick a color, and let's not do that one. Let's have it a little bit thicker. Okay, so we're going to draw a line. And this line, you can, if it's not where you want it, you can, pick it back up and move it. You can shorten it, and it can change. And this box you see above it is for a title that I'll show you in just a minute. So that we have it on the line. So the next one is the custom, the line thickness, and the other things we just talked about. But right here is the arrows. We can have an arrow just at the beginning. As you see, it popped up there to the right. Okay, we can have it in the middle and at the end as well. I'll do that in a second. And then you can change the size of the arrow. We'll just put it at 10, and we'll fill it in so that we have a solid arrow. I'm sorry, I just think that's really cool. So if we wanted to we can have an arrow at each end and then in the middle. It's just, for whatever you want to do. I don't know exactly how you would want to use that, but everyone's creative and has ideas for different things, and I'd love to hear your ideas on how you would use this arrow feature. And the next one is the label. And this is where your title would go. And you have the ability to change the font, bold, italics, and underline, the font size, and then the height you want it above your line. So right now, you see it's right there above the line. Okay, that is not how I was doing it a second ago. There we go. So let's change the font. Let's change the font size a little bit larger. And let's pull it in a little bit closer. And so it brought it down a little bit closer to the line. We can come up here and take the middle arrow out. Go up to the label part and just pull it. Well, that was the font size. And that was a little too big anyway. And you can also just click in the box and put the number you want. Okay, and then the height above it, let's bring it into a 1/2 inch or 0.5. And it brings it in there right there. So you can label your line for whatever you want to use the line for. So I think this is a really cool line feature. Like I said, this is one of the features that kind of I didn't mess with it a lot, and so I wasn't messing with these customizing options to see where you can, I'm sorry, so when you draw a line, it has a beginning and an end. And so I don't know, it just didn't make sense to me at first because I was used to good notes and stuff. So I think this is the area. Nope, that's the same thing. I'm sorry. I think I might have already changed it. And then, of course, like with most of the other tools, you have your favorite section, and you can even group sections together. So that's the one we just did, and I just saved it. Or if I decide, whoops, I didn't really want to save that one, you can very easily delete it. So I know ZoomNotes, each tool has a lot of features and options, which in the very beginning makes it very overwhelming. I remember it was very frustrating in the beginning because it was just so much, so many things to choose from. It seemed too much. But when you slowly start learning it, you can really customize this app to exactly what you want it to do. And I like that. Or you can change it, from one time to the next if you wanted to do something different. Okay, and so, sorry about that. So when you do the selection tool, you can circle it and see that it's highlighted by the squares around it, and then you can just hit the garbage can like that. And so the basic ways to get rid of stuff is your eraser tool, okay, up here at the top. So if you're scrolling over, say you forget and draw a line and you're like, man, I don't want that, it's not going to erase because it's considered more of like a text or a picture, and so you would need to lasso it in order to get rid of it. So the two ways you delete is you can either lasso it or erase it. So I think that's it for the line tool. And if y'all have any questions, please ask, because sometimes I can get confusing in trying to explain something, and I really don't want to do that. So if I've messed something up or you don't understand something, please feel free to ask me, and I'll try to help make sense of it for you. So this is all for today, and I'll be back with some more later on. So thank you for watching. Bye-bye.